Hey everyone, it's baze.djunkiii transmitting from Hamburg, Germany, back with a new video, and well, back with a quick and dirty unboxing video because I received mail once again, like I do, coming in from Belgium this time, in this like usual standard format envelope, and this didn't come as a surprise, but it did kind of, because recently I reviewed an album by a guy that is called, let me have a look at my screen here, MACROSPACE, I guess, which I might have totally butchered, which has a release out called Through Empty Landscapes and New Beginnings as a split release on H.ouse Records and the Belgian label Consoling Sounds. And now, like a few weeks after I posted this review, I had this envelope coming in actually from the Consoling Sounds imprint from Belgium. The MACROSPACE album was, like, to put it in a broad perspective, I'm gonna link my full review down there in the description box. Like in the realm of ambient, neoclassical, synth music, kind of very deep and chill. And yeah, this is seemingly new stuff the Consoling Sounds label has released. So let's dive into this and find out what this is actually. Because, well, this came unannounced and I don't have any idea. And because I get so much stuff like as promos from agencies, I don't always like tend to dive deep into the catalog of labels or the forthcoming catalog of labels I review, because it's simply too much stuff and I cannot follow them all, because there's literally like, when I look back at my website Nachtasyl, literally like thousands of reviews I've written from like hundreds of labels, so it's absolutely impossible to follow all of them. So it's nice to get an update via mail, and this seems to be nicely and professionally packed, because there is protective cardboard around that, which I really appreciate, because sometimes CDs and stuff get damaged. And what we got here is an album in a shrink wrap thing, so we're gonna remove that. MATTERHORN WELL, Sketches for Francis, a new project by Imre de Kota, I don't know if any French or Belgian guys listening here. Apologies for my ignorance. And the other guy involved is Matthias de Wilde, which is, well, or de Wilde with an E in the end, but that's a name that is like easier to pronounce for a like German like me, I guess. So we're gonna remove that foil. There is, as far as I've seen, no info sheet in the envelope, so I don't have no clue what this is, but this looks great. It's like looks like a miniature painting. And there's 4 tracks on here, sketch 1 to 4, like in numeric sequence. It looks like this, all very calm and chill and in subdued colors, kind of. The inner part of the CD looks like this. Here's a track list in a kind of like brownish font. So, and here's the CD in the middle. Yeah, looks like a kind of artwork in here, and the inner part has like what seems to be a macro of a thing of the artwork. There's actually no real info here. Consoling Sounds as is a label, also once again in conjunction with H.ouse Records. So H.ouse FM is the website for H.ouse Records. Consoling BE for Belgium, actually it's H.ouse 11, and Consoling Sounds, well, this is in actually old school Roman numerals. So this is, I don't have any idea. CLXXXIV. I don't remember what C is. Is C 100 in Roman? So it would be 150. 150 and 30 is 100. 184 maybe? If anybody is like familiar with those, I don't know if you can see those down there in the corner. CLXXXIV, I don't have any idea. I learned this in school and I remember vaguely that L might be 50, but whoa, this is like a little too much for me right now to like actually do the math in a system, like in a number system I'm not familiar with. So excuse me, please, I'm not doing that. And here is the CD, also like suitably in that kind of brownish subdued color. And Matterhorn Well, yeah, the Matterhorn is of course a famous like mountain, and a well is something you get water out of. So I'm not too sure if this is like, if there's a connection of the project name and the actual Matterhorn, but it sounds nice. The whole thing gives off a dark ambient, but more warmish, dark ambient vibe, but I could be totally mistaken. Recorded in Afsne, Belgium, over several sessions in 2021. Recorded and mixed by Matthias de Wild. Mastered by Gert van Hoof at Cochlea Mastering. And the artwork is done by Francis Van Hey and Jeroen de Wandel. Gert van Hoof is a name that's familiar, but maybe it's because of Marcelle van Hoof, because she's a famous DJ, I guess, and she's from Holland, I think. So here again, Matterhorn Well, a new album that is coming in. Review is to come on my website nightstyles.de. Link of course down in the description box, as well as for all other like social media things and stuff. And yeah, I did a Saturday shift at the record store today, which was interesting, but once again showed me how like active selling, or being an active seller behind the counter with some knowledge, like can guide people in the right direction and like make people happy. And this is, I don't know if I've ever told you about that, but well, I have that dream of like own a record store at some point. And yeah, I think that's the way to go, to be like active and ask about people's preferences and like pick out stuff and like hand them stuff to check out, rather than having them browse in the store, which might be, especially if they are not that familiar with the music or come from another city, very overwhelming. And because if it's all like sorted in like label sections and stuff, and people are like probably new to the electronic music scene, this might be a little too much. So helping people out and get them like the stuff they need, or they don't know they need, but need, is the way to go. And this Saturday shifts once again showed that. And I also sold like a few Combat Tops releases and other interesting stuff from my label. So if you're interested in checking those out, like BANDCAMP is down there as well, or like popping up here. And for now, I'm going into editing mode. Bass Junkie out for now. See you in the next one.